Hey everyone, it's Amador, and I wanted to share a layout with you guys today that I made using the Project Life Southern Weddings edition. I've shown a kind of flip through of this. I absolutely love Southern Weddings magazine, but not only that, I love the colors of this collection, and you don't have to use it. I don't have the cover part. You don't have to use it for just weddings. It's, you know, very love and very like couples themed and stuff like that. I have all the other stuff, and you guys probably saw that in the haul video. But for this project, I used some of the cards. The cool thing is I used some of the cards to do some of my die cuts on my Cameo, which you guys know, if I mentioned it before, freaking love my Cameo. And I actually just used some of the cards because I like the pattern of the paper on it. But not only that, I do have the newer collections for Project Life have the paper that also goes, that they have from the backgrounds of the items, which I think was the best move ever. For, like, nobody asked me, but I don't think it's an awesome idea, because you like some of the colors and the paper and the backgrounds and everything, but this way you can make your own. If, let's say, I personally think that out of any of the Project Life kits that I would get, if I do get more, I would probably just really use like a third of the cards. But this way I can use the same paper collection to maybe make my own sayings, my own accents and stuff like that, my own die cuts and everything. I also used, this Hearts Primitive 3 Sizzix die to cut out some of the hearts. This is an old die from, and like I said, I do have a Cameo, but I do still have some of my dies. And this is actually my favorite Polaroid die. And this is by EK Success or Creative Cuts or something like that. They've changed their name. This is an older one. I use this one from Mama Elephant. I like this, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the same size as the Instax camera one. I really don't know if anybody has one of those Instax camera the photos, and they ruined one and they're just gonna throw it out. Can you guys send it to me so I can get the exact measurements? I know that's crazy, but I want an Instax camera, but I don't want to pay for one. They're crazy expensive. So anyway, I also used this Whimsy Stamps die. I only use a die for this coffee because I really love the size of this coffee, and I'll show you guys in the layout. And I like the items that go in it, and also the band. So okay, so let me show you. And I actually used, let me see if I could pull it up on my iPad. I actually used a sketch. I've been trying to really expand my layout capabilities, and let me see. And I was looking for some sketches. I just entered sketch in a search, and I also have and I used this sketch right here. Sketch. Honestly, I don't even remember where it came from. But I just thought it was really cool with the sections and the stitching and stuff. But I also have the process video after this. It'll be sped up and with a little bit of narration on it. But let me show you. And you guys are probably going to get sick and tired of this picture, but I think I can promise this is the last layout that I use this picture on. And it's actually my favorite picture of Nathan and I. So here is my layout. And I did it on Craft, and it's just, you can see the stitching here. Now, in the layout, it had just the stitching and the cross stitching, but I'm like that. I thought that would be a really cool, because it was kind of separated like a Project Life card, like a Project Life page. But I only did, if you can see, I went and took a full sheet of the page protector, and I cut out a square, which this square is 10 inches, 10 by 10. And I was originally going to make this a shaker card, a shaker pocket here, but it was so tight when I did the first things. I was like, you know what, it's just going to stay that way because I don't want the faces to be covered or anything like that. So, as you can see, I have a half pocket, kind of created my own half pocket. Some of the items are under the pocket, and some of them are over the pocket, as I will show you, as you will see in the process video too. So, for some of these, I did use the cardstock, the paper from the 6x6 pad, and this is the Polaroid. And I initially stitched this side and this side, stuck the Polaroid in because, like I said, I was going to make it a pocket, but I didn't. And then I just sealed it off. And this is actually a card from the from the kit, from the core kit, and so is this one. This one says, "Here's to all the years to come." Now, the sketch had arrows and stuff. I don't normally use arrows on my projects. I don't know why, but I felt that we have a love of coffee, so I wanted to use those here, and I felt that this kind of went along with this. Here's to all the years to come. This is around the time we first met. And on this one, there's actually one coffee cup inside the pocket and one outside. Once I had everything done, I put in the title and all of this. And the title I cut. Let me see this. Let me see this and this. I really liked this photo reel thing, and it had hearts on it. I had to add this heart separately, and all of this is actually from one of the cards as well. This was from the paper, and I just wanted to show that love, to kind of show through with the craft. And I cut the title with my Cameo, this and this with my Cameo, and everything else I cut with the die cuts or by hand. No, which is the dies, excuse me. And it says, and this is just a grid paper, the little card that you use for journaling. Now, when I started putting things in, they were a little big, so I cut them down to kind of fit better in these pockets. And this says, "This is my most favorite picture of Nathan and I from when we first met. I knew then I could be comfortable with him. We had so many smiles on such an ugly couch." Because they had an ugly couch. I mean, this couch was like being held together by seams at this point, by like just hairs of thread. And it was an ugly couch where they, him and his roommates. So, and look, actually you can see the cup here. And these were actually cut from one of the cards as well, one of the 3x4 cards. I liked that it had that fabric kind of print on it. And this was just a last minute ad. I didn't want to make arrows, but I just made these kind of flash things going several ways, and I just threw a heart over it. It does have some hearts on the sketch, but I just kind of scattered a few extra ones too. Now this is the Mama Elephant Polaroid die, and this was us during the same time. His roommate actually took the pictures, and we were trying to take a nice picture, and then we were just being goofballs, and then we just ended up laughing. So that was kind of what happened that day. And see, this is halfway in the plastic thing. The funny thing is that this is going to go in a plastic protector, so unless I display it in a 12x12 frame where you really can't see that, and like I said, it still has the stitching, but I really thought it would be a really cute shaker card, and I just didn't make the shaker card, which is kind of, I mean the shaker pocket, which is kind of funny. But I liked how these light, because that's why I really like that collection, that Southern Weddings collection. I liked how the light colors could be used for a male and more of a masculine layout as well, more of a masculine scrapbook and stuff like that. Keeping my fingers crossed I'll actually need it for what it's meant for. Hint. Anyway, I'm still gonna get in trouble. But I really liked it, and they have these light wood grain tones on some of the items. But yeah, and this was actually made of scraps. This was, like I said, this is why I really like that cup die. Super, super cute. But, so yeah, excuse me, I'm dying over here. It's really early, I just finished my coffee, so I apologize. So that's the layout that I made, and now thinking back, I did make a boo-boo. I meant to put this Polaroid over here, this frame here, because this polka dots is the same paper as this one. So, but hey, you really can't tell because this looks more white because of the more of the dots, and this looks a little bit more gray. So yeah, but that's where I'm at, you guys, and I will have, like I said, I will have the sped up process video. But let me also tell you one more thing. What do you guys think about my desk? I actually went ahead and painted it. I went ahead and it was blue, and like I showed you guys in a previous video, and I painted it with all Annie Sloan chalk paint. I did a gray, Paris gray, then I dry brushed Old White and Country Gray on it, and then kind of wiped it out, and then I did a dark wax glaze. I know these two things have nothing to do with each other, but I'm so proud of my desk. So yeah, so now you guys will see this background more often, as opposed to that ugly, messed up, what's that thing? The thing. Anyway, so yeah, so you guys, thanks for stopping by. Let me know what you guys think about my layout. Like I said, I promise I will stop using this picture. I just really like it. I have so many pictures from Disneyland and stuff like that that I want to scrapbook and get done. So yeah, so like I said, if you want to see the process video, go ahead and stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Okay, so here we go, starting with the sketch that I already showed you guys. And here you can see the plastic that I used for the page protector. And I'm going ahead and putting down some washi tape and marking the 4-inch edges. That way I can kind of have a guideline to where I'm going to sew. And here I'm just kind of setting everything down to see how it would look. I didn't go specifically on everything just like the sketch, but something similar to it. So I'm just kind of laying everything out to see how it's going to go, see if I'm missing anything. And as you see, there is a space on the left where I am missing something. So, but I also went and cut out some of those hearts. And so here I've already sewn the two stitches, and I'm putting in the center picture to make sure it's in there correctly. So now I finished sewing it, and I didn't record the sewing because it's on my sewing machine's on another desk. But here I'm just cleaning up the mess on both sides of the loose threads. I had a little piece of thread sticking out. I left some of it, but I just didn't leave a lot of it. And so here I am putting down the Polaroids. Now, since these Polaroids cut out the frame, I also cut out, just hand cut a piece of paper that fit in behind the frames. So I was able to glue the frame, and then the picture just insets right in there. And I'm just sticking them in their correct location there. And once again, just kind of trying everything to make sure that it actually fits. Now I use Scotch Quick Dry, because I just like the way it dries. And here I had to redo this little heart because the hole wasn't working for me, and I'm just kind of like, I kind of tore it, but I put it back, and it was able to work out just fine with that picture wheel. So I'm just making sure I'm going to place the title, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue on the longer, thicker sides of the words, so I can then take it over to my sewing machine and sew it. I thought it'd be cute to have the stitching go through it as well before, but I wanted to let that glue dry a little bit before I put it through the sewing machine. And here I am. I put the card, and then the journaling card, because of me having it stitched, the little pockets, it didn't quite fit. So I went ahead and cut off a little bit on each side and then rounded the corners. And I wanted the other one to match in size with the saying, I think, what was it? Here's to all the years to come. So that way they were the exact same cards. Here, so I'm just, kind of trying to figure everything out. And I took away the page right now so I can sew the actual title on there. So now the title's on there, glued and sewn. So I'm coming back to glue this in. Now, since I can't use my glue runner because I'm afraid it would get stuck, the item would get stuck as I'm sticking it in the pocket. Some of them are very tight. So I just put in the items where I wanted them to be, and then I just lifted up the end and put in some quick dry there. Except for the corner ones, I'm actually able to lift up the flap. Here you see I put in one of the cups, and one of them outside and one of them inside. And now I'm just trying to figure out where to place these hearts, because I wanted them to be scattered. I didn't want them to be exactly where they had on the sketch, but something similar. And I went ahead and wrote my journaling before I put down that one heart because it was going to be over it. And just, I use some black gel pen, which I like, and just to make sure I also blot it on white paper because it does take a minute to dry. Of course, put some glue in there because I don't want these items to fall out since they're only half pockets. So I am just placing on the hearts and just kind of putting them around the layout to figure out where where else it needs to have anything. And I almost forgot. You see the pencil right there? I forgot to erase the little tick marks, so I went ahead and erased those for the sewing. And now I'm looking at my scraps because I figured, you know what, maybe I can implement some arrows just like on the sketch, but I decided not to at the end. And I'm just taking my scraps to figure out, see, I'm even looking through my stickers and everything to see if I could find something. But I figured in the end I was going to make those long arrows. And I just cut them out with my cutter and little strips, and then I went ahead and I fishtailed the ends and then just cut out a point to the front. I do that, and I'm sorry I'm a little off camera doing that. So I did the two big ones, and then I just kind of sliced them down, and I just kind of eyeballed it. And I went ahead and took the scratch piece of paper. That's actually one of the cards from the collection, which I cut out the loved heart on the top.
I just ended up cutting up that little strip and went ahead and layered it. Like I said, this is my favorite glue to use other than ATG glue. So here I put 2 arrows inside the pocket and 1 on top of the pocket, yet behind the how, the H for the how, and then just went ahead and placed another heart. I felt that a little heart in the middle would go well. And a little bitty heart here and there. So that's it, you guys. Hope that helps, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for